a virtual walkthrough on a Bullet Crossfire, starting in the back. This cap right down here, unscrew this. That is where you're going to store your sewer hose. If you not come with a sewer hose, that's going to have to be a separate purchase. And then just screw it back on. Some stabilizer jacks right here. These are not meant to level the trailer. They're not meant to pick up the weight. So whether you're using the front or the back ones, because there are front stabilizers, they're just for stabilizing. If you want your trailer to be level, you're going to use your tongue jack front and back to get it level front to back. If you want side to side, back it in under some blocks under your tires to get it level side to side. Then you run these jacks down just to get the shake and the shimmy out of everything. They're not meant to pick up the weight. There's a spot for a backup right there. There should be or will be, hopefully, a crank handle in there. We just got to find which compartment it's in. That's going to be your manual backup for these stabilizer jacks. Some storage right here with the light. That's where you put the unruly children. Show cord. This is your show cord. I will put it in this compartment so you know where it is when you're done. Either this one or that one over there. 30 amp show cord. You can see how long it is. You can see it's plugged into an extension over there, right there. You just twist this on and then you can tighten this up to make it extra secure. Exhaust for your furnace. You just want to make sure this is clean right in there. Same with your fridge. This is just for airflow in your fridge. Make sure it's clean back in there. I even recommend taking this off and cleaning back there a couple times a year as well. Grays and blacks. Gray is your shower and sink water. Your black is your toilet water. Always make sure these are all the way closed before you take your cap off. Then I always recommend doing your black tank first, letting that get all the way dumped, and then doing your gray tank. That'll flush that hose out. It'll flush the black tank water out of the hose. Shower, outdoor shower, hot, cold, really helps if you got kids, spray their feet off, pets, or if you need to take a shower and someone else is taking a shower, you can at least attempt to take one outside. Water heater is very simple to use. The only thing folks will have to do when you get this is put your drain plug in right there. Get it started by hand, and then 15/16 is the socket size for it. Once the plug is all the way in, hook up water to it. It'll start filling up. Water to, not to the water heater itself, but to your camper. It'll start filling up automatically. Once it's filled, then you'll be able to kick it on. Now, definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want it sitting half full of water. That'll start getting stagnant. If you let it sit for weeks with water in it, it'll get real smelly. So before you pull your drain plug to drain it, shut off all sources of water. Open up this pressure relief right here. Relieve all the pressure out of it. Once that is done, snap it closed, and then you can take your plug out. If you neglect to do this, you're going to get a bath. And if you've been running your water heater, you're going to get a hot bath. So just be careful. And definitely recommend cleaning in here and in here 4 or 5 times a year. Fresh water. This is where you're going to rest your hose in there to fill your onboard fresh tank. Monitor its progress on the monitoring panel. Don't wait until your water squirt out everywhere. And then you have a couple different drains. Those two are going to be your low point drains. It's going to be the lowest point of the water line. That one over there is going to be your drain for your fresh water tank. And then this is where you use city water. This is where you're going to hook your hose up. And if you have your hose hooked up to there, you won't need to use your water pump. You'll be able to operate off of city water pressure. Pass through storage. There's that crank I was talking about. That's going to be your backup crank for those stabilizer jacks. As well as a backup for your tongue jack, I believe. Alright. Right over here, you got a lot of good information here. Got your unloaded vehicle weight, gross vehicle weight rating, your VIN, most important number right here, 65 PSI. That's what you want to make sure your tires are at before you tow this trailer anywhere. Not today because we checked them, but you always want to check them before you tow. Tire size, if you need to order new tires. Cargo carrying capacity, 711 pounds, so don't overload this with cargo. Pre-wired for solar. You don't have solar, you're just pre-wired for it. Group 24 RV marine grade battery. Definitely recommend taking this out in the winter. I'm storing it somewhere a lot warmer than being sat outside in the winter. And then if it's going to be a few weeks between trips, I recommend disconnecting the negative lead off the battery. Dual 20-pound cylinders, freshly filled. Let's make sure this gets tightened up for you. So you got an automatic changeover regulator here. It's pointing to this tank. You're going to pull from this tank first. If this tank were to be on and this tank were to get empty, a small diaphragm here will open up, causing it to switch to pulling from this tank. However, this doesn't rotate, indicating it's switched. So my best recommendation is have one on, have the other one off. Have this one pointing, obviously, to the one you have on. If you're cooking on the grill or whatever, on the stove, or you're running your furnace or whatnot, and you sense any way that your propane's off, ran out, you come out here, turn this one off, turn this one on, manually switch this over. That way you have in the back of your head that you need to get this tank filled. And then some people have this split in the middle, thinking it's going to pull from both tanks equally. It doesn't work that way. It's one or the other. Light on your tongue jack, power tongue jack. It beats hand cranking it every day of the week. 7-way gets hooked to the back of your truck to allow your trailer brakes and marker lights to work. Your truck is required to have a brake controller for you to leave its camper today, because it does weigh over the legal limit required to have brakes. That's either 2,000 or 3,000 pounds. So your tow vehicle needs to have a brake controller. Chains, obviously, you're going to cross them. So it'll create a cradle in case anything comes undone to catch it. And in case the truck comes undone from your trailer, or trailer comes undone from your truck, this is a breakaway cable that's hooked to a box that you can't actually see right now, but it's in there. It'll pull the pin out of the box, activate the brakes on the trailer, try to keep this from rolling out into traffic. Oh, one more thing I did forget. Mark over here. Here's the switch for your front stabilizing jacks. Over here is that crank. Alright, one more thing on the outside. You have a GFCI protected outlet on the outside. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit. If one will trip, they will all trip. So, when we go inside, we'll show you the reset button for that. So you have different switches. Switch on the left does your main lights. Switch on your right will do your awning lights. Right here's your controls for your awning, extend and retract. It does not stop automatically. You'll have to let go of the button. Yes, you have to hold the button the whole time. Once it gets to that, like that, your awning is all the way open. And just let off the switch. They are adjustable. Grab right here, pull down. You can adjust the pitch so you can have water run off to the corner rather than all the way along the edge. However, if it's a real bad rainstorm, roll your awning in. You don't want the wind to rip it or anything like that, or bend an arm. If you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, as soon as it gets sunny out, roll it back out, let the water dry off, because you don't want it holding moisture. Your bedroom area with an emergency exit right there, very easy to use. Some lights above the bed, plenty of storage above it as well. Microwave is very simple. It's only going to work if your microwave is, if this camper is plugged in. If not, your microwave will not work. Light, fan, and the light. Cooktop's very simple. You just turn this to light and then light your burners with a barbecue lighter or match or whatnot. Thermostat for your furnace is super simple to use. That's on. This is your temperature. That's off. AC is just as easy. So the black is just the fan portion of your AC. It's just going to run the fan. The blue actually has the AC running. It says optional heat. This does not have that option. You could if you wanted to. Then this changes your temperature. That's the warmest the AC will be. That's the coldest your AC will be. Fridge, very simple. On or off, auto or gas. I recommend leaving on auto. Auto is going to default to 110. So if you're plugged in, that's what it's going to use. If it were to lose power, it'll switch automatically to running off of propane. Regardless, it just does need 12 volts, so you still need a battery up front for the fridge to work, whether on gas or 110. And then these do take 8 to 10 hours to get to operating temperature. So please schedule your trip and how you're going to transport stuff accordingly, so you have time to have a fridge be almost already cold by the time you get to the campground. I definitely recommend, if you can, plug your trailer in at home, plug it in the night before, let it get cold. So if you have a half-hour trip to the campground, then it'll be cold enough. That way when you get to the campground, leave it plugged in for about an hour, then you'll be able to put your food in and keep it cold. Breaker box, all your breakers for all your 120 volt appliances, all your fuses for your 12 volt appliances. So you have some 15s, a 10, and 240s. Definitely recommend getting a spare fuse kit, just in case. USB ports and outlets over there. Another GFCI outlet right there. Spot for TV. You can buy one of the swivel mounts and mount it to here. This is a big one solid piece of wood. You could do it here, any way you like to. Ignore those jumpers. That is part of the system. This is where you're going to hook your TV up for cable. If you're using a cable, have this light off. If you're using your antenna, have it on. That's your booster. And then your GFCI, that's another GFCI protected outlet for your TV. You can hook your TV up through here. That'll allow you to do audio from your TV through the radio. The radio is very simple. That's power on. Turn on. That's your volume. You have different zones. Zone 1 is inside. Zone 2 is outside, so you just have the outside speakers on. You can turn the outside ones off and just have the inside ones on. So you can see how that could be used. Volume, presets, push and hold to save your preset. AM, FM, you can have USB, Bluetooth, and then sources like your AM, FM, and whatnot. HDMI pass-through. This doesn't have an HDMI cord hanging out there, so this is not used on your radio. USB right there. Auxiliary cord. You unplug this, and that's where your auxiliary port is. And then headphone jack. Yeah, very simple to use. And then you should, if I figure out where they put it, there should be a remote for your radio. You got a bag. Your remote should be in this bag. I'm going to set this camera down for just a second. That was easy. This is going to be your remote for your radio. If you just tap the power button, it mutes it. You have to push and hold to turn it off. We'll put your remote for your radio tucked back in here so you can't lose it. Alright. A few more things. This table right here turns into your bed. All you gotta do is lift the table up, pop them legs off, set them down here, and then just take the big cushions and these two square, the big cushion right there and these two square ones right here, fills in that void to create a platform to sleep on. Smoke alarm right here is use your standard 9-volt batteries to start giving you low voltage chirps to replace your battery. Same with your carbon monoxide alarm. You do have an LP alarm somewhere in here if we can find it. That's usually put it in easy to find spots, but sometimes it's in a ridiculous location. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, here it is. That's your carbon monoxide, propane alarm. That is hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there's no batteries you have to worry about changing. However, since it is hardwired to the 12-volt system, if that main battery up there starts dying and you're unplugged, this trailer's unplugged, that will start chirping at you, telling you it doesn't have enough voltage to operate. Bathroom, very simple. Got a light switch here. Your toilet, it's got a pedal right on the side. As long as you're pushing it, it's going to continue to flush. This right here is your resettable GFCI, so if any GFCI would have tripped, this is the outlet you're going to come and reset it on. Controls for your water pump, water heater on gas, and your water heater on electric. You can run these at the same time if you want. Gas is quicker to get hot. Electric is more, fuel efficient because it doesn't use any fuel. If you are going to use electric, make sure you do have water in it. And then you have a battery. You can read how full your battery is. It's always going to read full when you're plugged in. Then fresh, black, gray. You do not have a second gray tank, so ignore gray too. Shower, very simple. Turn it on here, pull this up, it diverts water out your shower head. You do have a fan in here with a switch. You definitely want to make sure you have this on in the open when you're taking a shower. You just don't want moisture sticking to these walls because it's all woodwork and the walls are made of wood. Just keep the moisture off of them. All right, well, that pretty much concludes your video walkthrough on your Bullet. I hope you folks found the video informative. I hope you folks enjoy using this camper. And until next time, goodbye.